Carl and Damon here from Games, Brrraains A Head-Banging Life, gbhblofficial for short, and it's They Made What into a TV series. I'm going to cry because it's over. We're here. It's Castlevania, episode 10 of season 4, the finale of season 4, and the finale overall. It's been a strange ride, is its title. And yeah, this is actually a finale, folks. Here's the thing, is obviously be like, oh, they could come back to that in the future. No. We already know this because they moved on to Castlevania Nocturne. And it's always, it should be about telling new stories in the Castlevania world. Yeah. This is a show that has an ending. Even its final scenes involving characters you may not expect to have seen isn't a hint to something else. No. It's a, this is done. It's over.
They don't need to go back to this.
It's done. Yeah. 4 seasons was enough. And like I said, the fact that we have Castlevania Nocturne, which we will of course be covering, tells you there's no going back to this story. And I don't want it. We wrap up everything in this. We had the blistering endings, finales, the fights in the previous episode. Now it's time for some peace. Yep. And to just say goodbye to people, basically. Directed by Sam Dietz and Amanda Starry B. So I'm not entirely sure why that was the case. But of course written by Warren Ellis. And the final episode begins with peace seemingly falling across the land. We start with Hector because we just need to knit this together nicely. He's with Lenore in the castle and the pair are running out of wine and discussing the changes in the world. It appears that Lenore is not coping well with what has happened. Defending what the sisters were doing regardless of what Camilla's long-term plans was. There's your problem. Yep. She still doesn't really see it. Hector points out that what Lenore and Camilla wanted was 2 different things, which she does at least accept. And she now suggests that power is a parasite and appears to become disillusioned with even being a vampire. Yeah. She believes she's been living a lie and now she is caged. And did you see where this was going?
I didn't think she would kill herself in that way. But I thought she might have asked Hector to kill her.
Yes. Right. That's cool. Because she is unwilling to live as Isaac's prisoner. So she makes a peace with Hector, choosing to walk out into the sunlight and die. It's a hefty death. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to forgive Lenore. And I don't think Hector... I would have been annoyed if Hector had been like, oh, please, no, don't do it. Exactly. I'd have been like, come on, Hector. But he doesn't because he's grown as a person. Exactly. So he accepts it. And she accepts because she's making a choice. She's making that decision. Hector does say his goodbyes and talks of writing a book, telling others of the mistakes they made to hopefully make a better future. And Lenore stands in the sun, disintegrating as Hector watches on. And that is it. We now draw a line under the story of Hector, basically. At Dracula's castle, because we're going to now finish up with these boys and girls. Although we should probably call it Alucard's castle now, I think. We've got to stop calling it Dracula's castle. It's Alucard's castle. We see a gravestone with a Belmont crest on it. So it's stuck to it. We see that refugees have come from all over and are beginning to establish what looks like a permanent settlement under Alucard and Greta's leadership. And I was like, yes, that's what I want for these characters.
Yeah, perfect,
They make a good team as well. Maybe something more?
Yeah, definitely.
Who knows? And they are rebuilding the world one brick at a time. One brick at a time. The moment is disturbed by the arrival of Cypher. Greta telling Alucard to be gentle as she hasn't spoken to anyone for 2 weeks. So obviously Cypher has taken Trevor's death hard.
I like how they also tell you that it's been 2 weeks since the big fight.
Yeah, 2 weeks have passed. Yeah. Alucard does speak to her, but she is leaving to rejoin her speaker caravan. She reveals that she's pregnant with Trevor's child. Alucard tries to get her to stay and seems to be getting through to her with the idea of building a community around the castle. And Greta now arrives and joins the discussion, and together they're able to convince Cypher that they make a better future for the children here. And Alucard suggests they call the new village Belmont. And Cypher agrees to stay without actually saying the words, which I thought was very good as well.
You can tell,
You know, there's a chance to build something here. However, a distant horse arriving gets their attention. A horse carrying someone who probably shouldn't be alive, but there we go. As they go to check on the person, it reveals an injured but still living Trevor. And I'm like, I'm not crying. You're crying. You're crying. It's onions. I'm cutting onions, you know? Trevor reveals that he had been transported to safety through the infinite corridor by Saint Germain just before the latter died. He woke up outside the corridor at a faraway river bank. So, there you go.
Yep.
It was Saint Germain at the end who sent him through the corridor. Risky, and I guess Germain's thing was like, well, he won't be here.
Yeah.
Because Trevor could have just trapped in the corridor.
Indeed.
But I always think that the corridor... I have a theory about the corridor and how it might work. It's what your mind wants. And if your mind is jumbled and confused without... Like, Saint Germain did not know where to look.
It'll be, literally all over the
But
place.
Trevor shooting through the corridor, his mind may have focused on Cypher.
Yeah,
And the corridor sent him to a door that was near to her.
Yes.
I reckon that's how I see the corridors.
yeah.
It's more of a mental thing than anything else. Although classic Trevor, he behaves like he does, annoying Cypher, but she does reveal she loves him. There, it's Trevor's way. Alucard greets him and then asks about the dagger that killed Death, and Trevor reveals the weapon he used was originally created by a wizard turned blacksmith as part of a very one-sided murder-suicide pact with God. And that is very fucking, murder-suicide with God. Well, yeah, that's one-sided, man, isn't it? With God, hence why it's the power to slay Death. Reunited, the three reflect on how they've survived together and look forward to a brighter future. It's been a strange ride, as Alucard says, and he even acknowledges that he feels happy and everyone has a future now. And that's it. We draw a line under those characters. And that is it. Or so it seems.
So it's a shocker now.
It is a shocker because there's an argument that said this didn't even happen, but even like, what? Where did their souls go off that got freed from the Rebus?
Exactly.
Are we done? No, we're not. As we head up to London, England. Now, I love it being London. Why do you reckon I love it being London?
I don't know.
It's a direct hint to Bram Stoker's Dracula, because obviously Dracula travels to London.
I thought it was just like maybe like it's a different area, different environment. Yeah.
Nope, it's just a direct link to Bram Stoker's Dracula,
That's cool, yeah.
which of course, is a cool little nod. What happened to Dracula and Lisa's souls? It seems as though their resurrection stuck. And that made sense because they were pulled out of hell.
Yep.
And they've now disguised themselves as commoners. And they talk in a room, an in-room, and they don't understand why the ritual restored them. But together, they decide, we're going to stay in hiding. We're going to stay in hiding and we'll leave Alucard alone. We'll visit him someday.
Yeah, they said
someday.
The boy needs closure.
Yeah. And the series ends with Dracula and Lisa together in bed, vowing to basically approach this new chance they've been giving. People think they're dead. People think they're gone. They can build a future. There are some fun bits, about the fact that Dracula can't quite get used to this life.
Yeah.
But he's with the woman he wanted to be with.
He's happy, yeah.
Like, what more do they need? This is all he ever wanted. This is all he ever wanted. So, it ends. And it's... Is it a fair... Does he deserve it? I know... Here's the thing, is Dracula was not a good person either.
That's the problem, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I know it was done... I mean, so much... Oh my God, how much of Castlevania is evil and death is done in the name of love? That doesn't justify it, though.
Does he deserve the happy ending exactly after?
Does
Because
he?
he effectively caused...
He caused a lot of fucking trouble, a lot of problems. Do you know what I mean? I wonder... And I'm going to... This is me now having to jump to something else. I would reckon... And this has to be... So spoilers for Nocturne. Obviously, at the end of Nocturne, when Alucard reappears... Obviously, in Season 2, we're going to obviously have more of him. And we're going to no doubt find out what Alucard has done in the years that have passed. The centuries that have passed.
Of course.
Since this. I wonder if we'll get an episode that kind of flashes back to perhaps when he did meet up with Dracula and Lisa.
Yeah, because if Alucard's alive, then surely Dracula's still alive.
Possibly.
And obviously, is Lisa going to be still alive?
Well, she's human, right? So no.
But then, because our soul came from hell...
Resurrected is
exactly.
different. There's going to be some interesting stuff to play there.
Of course.
But I also kind of hope we don't focus too much on that because I want Nocturne to be its own thing.
Just like
and so
a
on.
flashback will be fine, yeah.
But there we go, episode 10. How do you feel about it being just a drawing a line under everybody? Everybody gets a happy ending, so to speak.
Overall, I love the ending, so I'm even more happy for Alucard out of a lot of them, because he had so much crap, and he's the one who deserved I don't know, the happiness, you know. Got the kids calling him his own father.
Yeah, I'm happy for Alucard as well. I really am as well. It is satisfying. When you combine, I would say when you combine 9 and 10 together almost.
Yeah.
So you've got your big action and then you've got your calm down afterwards. It's like you've been to the gym, you've done a hefty workout and you need to warm down before your muscles tighten up and so on.
Indeed.
But that is it. Overall, the show, best adaptation of a video game to date, and this applies to movie and TV, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'll go with it. I mean, I've seen some unbelievable TV series, but this is easily in my top 10.
Yeah.
And it's one that I could watch again, over and over again, many times, and still enjoy it. You know, yeah, so
it's brilliant.
Fantastic work, you know. I mean, amazing adaptions, amazing graphics and animations, just voice acting, the writing, story, everything. You know, top, easily an 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10.
Yeah. I think. Well, I mean, if you go to the website, you'll see my written reviews of all 4 seasons separated. I wrote the reviews per season, and I think there was not. I don't know. Maybe season 1 might have got 7 because it was only like 4 episodes and so on.
Yeah.
But it's all high marks as well over there. But it is a wrap up. We are wrapping up. I agree with everything you said. I think this show is just simply phenomenal. And I can't wait to see what comes next in the Castlevania world. I hope we continue to get more. And I hope this causes a bit of a resurgence as well. You know, overall. But then it's Konami that owns Castlevania. So, you know, we'll be waiting a very fucking long time to get any games from those idiots.
Yep.
It is episode 10, the finale of season 4 and the finale of the show. Overall, it's been a strange ride. It has. It's been a fun ride. You got any thoughts on this episode or the show overall? Let us know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like to see more content like this, please consider hitting the subscribe button. It is gratefully appreciated. You can find us over at gbhbl.com, our full website where reviews, news and so much more goes up daily. We're also on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, at GBHBL. Just search for GBHBL and you will find us out there. We also have merchandise on sale. You can access the shop via the website.